Hello my friends, and welcome back to another episode of the $5 Thrift Challenge series, a series I started on my channel with just $5 in my pocket. I took it to a Goodwill, I bought one item, I sold that item, and we have been snowballing how much money I've been making from this challenge to the point where we're at today where we have over $5,000 that I have made just from thrifting and reselling other people's donations. And we also have probably around 200 items or so that I have thrifted and are still waiting to be sold, apart from everything I've already sold. So it's been quite an adventure. During this, we've also moved from Indiana to Michigan. We have been all across the country together, and we have found so many great pieces. Today, I am back in Indiana. We are visiting Jeremy's family for Easter, and then we're staying up here for the week, and we're gonna stay with Jeremy's elderly grandpa while his parents are on a trip. And so I'm here in the middle of nowhere in Indiana. I'm in Bremen, Indiana, and I'm going to take a trip over to a Goodwill today. It's been a hot minute since I've been to this Goodwill. Flashback to while we were in between selling our house and buying our new house, when I was driving back and forth between my parents' house and Jeremy's parents' house, sending out packages. That was a crazy time. That's what I feel like I'm doing today. We're heading to the Warsaw, Indiana Goodwill, and I am going to be looking for pieces for this challenge. So hopefully that explains why we're in the car. It does feel very authentic to everywhere we have been in this challenge though. But since I saw you guys last week, we've sold a few things. So let's update you on where the challenge bank is at today. At the end of last week's episode, after we went to the Salvation Army bins with my mom, we had $5,473.30 in our challenge bank, plus, you know, all the items that we bought, which I need to get listing the items from last week still. But it's been a little bit of a interesting time. But since then, the first thing that sold was this pair of Birkenstock, the Buckley clogs. I picked these up on that half off Goodwill day when I was showing you guys my basement, that episode. These sold for $30 on an offer, and I was like, you know what, since it's for the challenge, I'll just accept that offer. From $30 we make $24, so that heads into the challenge bank. And then I sold the Free Fly hoodie. This I've had for so long. I think I picked this up when we were still living in Indianapolis a few months ago, and this sold for 20 bucks. And so from $20 make $16, but I think we paid maybe $4.50 for that. So we still tripled our money. Not as high of a resale as I thought it was going to get me though, the Free Fly hoodie. The Free Fly bottoms though usually do really well for me. So that's just a note for the future. Then on eBay, I sold the Brooks Brothers, the bomber jacket I picked up with you guys at the half off Goodwill sale that I went to with my mom 2 weeks ago, I think. And this sold for $29.99 on eBay. And that gives us $26.80 of profit that we're gonna add into the challenge bank. Then I listed this North Face, the Overhaul 40 backpack. It was just sitting around. I hadn't listed it. I finally took pictures of it. I also cleaned up some shoes last week, so you know, I'm feeling a little crazy these days. But the North Face Overhaul 40 backpack, I listed it and it sold within one day on an offer on Depop for $48.70, giving us $46.11 after fees. That's going to head into the challenge bank. And I picked that up in the bins, so I paid $1 or $2 probably for that. And then the last thing that sold since last week was the Free People Dusk Till Dawn tunic. It sold for $20. I believe I also picked this up on half off Goodwill day, and from $20 make $16 heading into the challenge bank, giving us a total today of $5,602.21, which is the highest amount of money we've ever had in the challenge bank. I'm really excited about that, and I do have lots of amazing pieces to list, and so I feel like we're in a good spot right now. While I'm here, I won't be able to send out any packages. I am away from all my inventory. All of my closets are on vacation hold right now while we're helping out with Jeremy's grandpa, and so I'm not sure how many sales we'll have in next week's episode, but while we're here, I'm just gonna work on this video, and then I'm also going to work on listing, even though I can't sell anything. So it'll be good though. Hopefully I'll catch up on some listing. So we have $5,600 as we head to the thrift store, and I am so excited to head out there with you guys. So let's get ready to go. Let's go thrifting together. Of course, you guys are coming with. You guys are my thrifting besties, so we gotta go together. Sounds like fun? Let's go thrifting. Okay, we're walking in. My plan right now is I'm gonna start, I think, at the shoe section. I do enjoy starting at the shoe section usually. But I'll also check out the dresses too, but that's where I'm gonna start. Let's go see what we can find. Before we get back to the thrifting, I do want to take a second to thank the sponsor of today's video, which is June's Journey. If you guys don't know this about me, I have collected Nancy Drew books as I've been thrifting for years. I'm a huge amateur mystery fan. I think it's so much fun. And June's Journey really combines my love of nostalgia with like hidden mysteries as well. It's really fun. It is a game that you can play on your phone. It's a hidden object mystery game set in the 1920s where you get to play as an amateur detective solving her sister's murder. And so you uncover clues in each new chapter that you discover, and there's different plot twists that come about as well. But you also earn rewards from playing that you can use to help build your island and expand your world as well. So it's really fun, and there's a lot of different things you can do in the game, but I really like doing the hidden object portion of the game where you're also furthering the storyline and you get cutscenes with new information about the murder mystery that you're trying to solve, and it's really fun. You meet new characters as you go. I love playing it because it's really relaxing, but I also like that it challenges my brain too, and you can play scenes over and over again until you get really fast at finding all the objects hidden in the scene. It's quite a fun experience, and I think it's a fun departure from a lot of other typical phone games because this one has so many different avenues that you can explore, including the creative side of your brain and designing your island, intellectual side of your brain while you are looking and trying to figure out the clues. And it also is kind of almost like a movie in that you get to hear and see what's happening in this world that they've built in the 1920s. It's really cool. And the best thing about the whole thing is it's completely free. You don't have to pay any money to play this game. Because as you guys know, I'm a thrifty girl, and so I love to find a nice free game that also hits interests that I actually have. And so if you guys want to try out June's Journey, I will have a QR code on the screen for you, but you also can go to my description and I will have a link for you to download it there as well. Why don't you give it a try, but let's head back into the thrifting portion of the video. So I walked in, the first thing I found was this new rack, but here's what feels like Eileen Fisher 100% silk tank top. Sling from Whistles, which, oh my gosh, love finding. And this is really hard to see, but it says Alpha Elite across the front. There's two of those, so I'm gonna put all of those in my cart. Looks like it's a new rack, and orange must be the new color today, but you best believe organic generation. I'm gonna look through all of these pieces, J.O. and Co. I might look that up. Oh, look at that. Monroe. Jeez. I'll see what size these things are too, and then I will go and look through what they've already put away, because somebody donated a bag of those things. There's probably other things too. L&A clothing. I'm not sure what that is either, but here's Boss Hugo Boss. I didn't know they made women's clothing, but oh my gosh, another Alpha Elite shirt too. And another one. Jeez Louise. I don't know about the Alpha Elite, how much it's worth, but please put it in the car and we'll think about it. Oh my gosh. Enza Costa. Jeez, the freaking Louise. Picked a good day to come. Here's Cloth and Stone. Backwards, but a little anthropology blouse. How much are these things? $6.99. Kind of expensive. So we'll have to see if this is actually worth it. But I'm at least throwing it all in the cart because that's how I roll. I just throw everything in the cart. And then I look it up later. It's 100% linen, a little polka dot blouse is cute. $6.99 is a little steep for that. Yeah, those are all Shein. Okay, well, now I'm gonna look at what size these are and then go from there. That was a crazy first stop. I'm very excited about these. And a lot of these are more like lightweight pieces too. That could be good for like spring. Wow, what a mess. That's exciting. So I really only found 3 pairs of shoes so far. Those little white ones I think are really cute. Those are from J. Crew. They're not marked, and if anything is not marked, then the shoes for ladies are $5.99, men are $6.99, and then flip-flops and slippers obviously are different, but that's what that looks like. But I found those J. Crew ones, and I found these Madewell leather little sandals that are heeled, and I think those are cute. Now these are really cute, and from Kelsey Dagger, which is a good brand, and I have found before and sold before, but I'm not exactly sure that this would be worth it, mostly because these are marked up. These are $12.99, but they're also a size 5.5, which for a size 5.5, that's always a tough sell. So I think I'm gonna leave them behind, even though they're super cute. I just don't think the comps are good enough. I looked and I don't see anything sold like it, so I don't want to take the chance on it when it's also $12.99. But I'm gonna keep looking through the shoes. I've seen a lot of brands that are just, you know, like you could find at Kohl's or Macy's or anything like that. But there are some good things hidden in here, just some of them are marked up too. So Let me keep looking. I'll show you if I find anything else. And just like that, I'm going through these shoes, you know, looking at everything, seeing if there's anything good hidden in here. And I just saw this poking out. That's exciting. I love finding Paul Green. We'll see how good of condition they're in. They look vintage. Isn't that interesting? Size 5 looks in really good condition. Just looks like an older pair of shoes, but I think it'll still be worth it. There might be a little bit of peeling there. I'm gonna double check, but they're not marked. So these would be what, $5.99, which every time I have Paul Green, I usually sell them for $50 to $75-ish. So I think those are probably worth grabbing. I'll stick those in the cart. That's exciting. This is one of those times where I just want to buy something. It's an amazing all wood rocker. Is this not the cutest thing? It says it's a baby doll rocker. It's only $20. Oh, gosh, I love Indiana thrifting. Also, people here are just so nice compared to everywhere else. Also, somebody is tap dancing in the background. Don't mind that. But I just think this is so freaking adorable. Like, do I need it? Not really, but that's such a good deal and it's so cute. So I've been scouring the stuffed animal aisle. I have been wanting to find a jelly cat for so long. Like, I have the worst luck. I have never found a jelly cat. Maybe someday I will. But while I was doing that, I found this, which I just think is so fun. It's a vintage Disney Donald Duck puppet. And I just think it's so cool. Look at like how old that tag is. Super interesting. It's $3.99. I think the comps don't look that great though. It looks like they could only resell for around 20 bucks. So I'll probably end up leaving it behind, but is that not so cute and so fun? I don't know. I'll think about it. So now I've made it over to the dress section and I found one really cool vintage dress. Then I found this really cool, I would say it looks like almost like a 50s style vintage dress. It's so cool. It has a little discoloration around the neck though. So I just put it in here to think about. I found a Paige jeans jumpsuit. Really interesting, really cool. And then what I'm just about to grab, and this is what I pulled out the camera, is this Theory dress. It's super beautiful. It has this nice pleating at the waist and it feels like it's something, maybe silk. $6.99 though, so I'm gonna pull that out and look at it, but I'm assuming that that will be a great, it's a nice business, like formal piece, but also you can wear it to work, but it's also nice for spring, so I love that. I'm gonna look at that fabric content and put that in the cart. So in last week's video, I mentioned that a lot of people didn't want me to show pieces that I find for myself, and then the comment section blew up. People were like, no, please show us what you find for yourself. So I'm gonna show you guys me trying on these pieces, but I love this piece. I just don't know if it's too big. So let me show you what it looks like in the worst mirror in the whole world. This is what it looks like. It's a square neck, floral print, linen blouse. Is this not so cute? I was doing the millennial tuck, of course. It's a little bit wide up there, but I feel like if I tuck it in with some jeans, it'll look really cute. Obviously, I'm wearing leggings and a hat today, so it's not really jiving, but if my hair was like back in a little claw clip with some jeans, tuck it in, I think that it's cute. I really like the square neckline and the color of it. I think this is so cute. I think I'm gonna end up getting it. I might even have it altered if I need to, because I think it's really a cute piece, and because it is linen, I think it's maybe 100% linen. I think that's gonna be a yes. I found another linen shirt. I tried this one on. It's a white tank top. I love the cut of it. It fits me perfectly. I'm getting that. And I'm trying this one on again because I really love the idea of it. I just think it's too big. Like, it's too wide up at the top at the shoulders, and it's probably hard to tell on screen. I just think that this is supposed to be like further out, like wider here. But when I put it further out, it just looks strange on me. But this one fits me great. I just love the idea of the square neck and the buttons and the floral print, but it's rough, so I'm not gonna get it. So I found pit stains on the Theory dress and looked up comps, and it didn't look like they were good enough to really warrant picking that up. But I do have this dress, which I think is just stunning. It's vintage, this little polka dot pink kind of like mesh overlay. It has a union tag on it. It's really cool. It says it's 5'6" is the size, so probably more like a modern day size 4. But I love the bottom of the skirt too with that drop ruffle. Oh my goodness, it's so pretty. I think I have to buy it. I don't see any stains on it, and I love selling vintage dresses. I actually, oh my gosh, look at the little like the lace, those hanger like piece. That's so beautiful. I just sold recently a vintage dress that I put keywords in like Bridgerton and things like that for over $100. I think it was $150. So I think that it's worth a gamble for $6.99. I think that that is just a beautiful piece of history right there. So I'm gonna buy that. I also found this Cabana Life long kind of tiered dress that's like UPF friendly too. That looks like it should sell for 50 bucks. And so I might pick that up for $8.99. It's kind of expensive though. The prices are kind of all over the place. This joie dress is beautiful. Beautiful puff sleeves. I love the florals. It looks almost like Farm Rio to me, but the comps are so terrible. It's just joie. I cannot move it, so I'm gonna leave that. But I think it's so pretty. Like for personal use, I love the belt that comes with it too. But there's like 3,000 joie floral dresses listed and like 20 sold, so it would sit for forever. This is the other thing I'm thinking about buying right now. It is this Paige jeans jumpsuit. It's a size 2, but I feel like it's a great kind of spring piece, kind of fun transitional piece, and it had okay comps. I think it would sell for maybe like 50 to 60 is what I would assume. $6.99. So I do think that that's worth it. I'm thinking I'm gonna grab these 3 pieces so far, but I'm still sorting the cart, so we're making it down to the bottom now. So I'm still deciding on if I'm gonna get Donald or not, but I am pretty much done. I'm gonna make my final selections, and then I will show you guys what I end up picking up when I get home. Okay friends, we made it back home, and I ended up spending $54 even at the Warsaw Goodwill. And so when I spent the $54, that brought our ending total for today's episode to $5,548.21 in the challenge bank. So we still have a good amount of money, over $5,500. And I think this is kind of crazy because last week when I went to the bins, I spent $54.96 and I got so many items. Today I spent $54 and I bought seven items, but I do think that they should sell for good money. So let's jump into what I got. And I did find on the whole that the prices were really high. I don't know if they were always like this or if this is a recent development, but I was not impressed with how cheap things were. But I did find these 2 things on that new rack. As soon as I walked in, I showed you guys me finding these. This first piece is an Eileen Fisher blouse, and this is so nice. It's a size extra small, but it's 100% silk. So it is a great find, I feel like. For $6.99, for 100% silk Eileen Fisher, even though this is a smaller size, I still think I can sell it for around $35 because it's a great color. It's more natural, more neutral, and that should do really well for spring and summer. And then the second piece that I picked up from that new rack was this little sleeveless black sweater, and this is from Whistles. And Whistles is quite expensive, so I decided to grab this because it also had a great fabric makeup as well, which is what really sold me on it. I think this is 100% wool. Yeah, 100% wool, size extra small, so definitely donated by the same person. And I have one other item that I got from that rack too. I'm gonna show you that, but this was $6.99. For a sleeveless top. If we were still in the Indianapolis area, all of the sleeveless tops at my local Goodwills were $3.99. So I just felt like it was quite a bit more expensive than what I would have hoped it would have been, but I still decided it was worth it to grab it. And then the last piece that I grabbed from that new rack was the Enza Costa little blouse as well. Same person I feel like donated this because I think this is a small or an extra small. This is what the tag looks like. It looks like it's in great shape, really nice. And this one is a mixture of poly, viscose, and spandex in a size extra small. And this was also, I think, $6.99. Yeah, $6.99 for all 3 of those. So for the sleeveless top and the long sleeve, it was the same price. So I guess they may be moving to like across the board, just charging $6.99 for all tops, which I think is kind of a strange strategy, but I do think that hopefully those will resell each of them for around $35, if not a little bit more. And then we have 3 items that I found in the dress section. The first one was this denim full length jumpsuit. It is black. It has the belt still attached to it, and it is from Paige Denim, which Paige Denim I have picked up and sold many times over the years. I haven't picked it up in a hot minute. Like I haven't found it worth reselling in a while, but this piece I thought was really cute, and it's a full jumpsuit. It was a size 2, but this was also $6.99. So this is the same price as the tank top I found as well, which I think is a little weird. Like all of their dresses were $6.99 and all of their blouses. I don't know what's going on. Maybe they're switching dresses to be more expensive too, which would be sad, but I did pick that up, and I do think that the comps look like I should be able to resell it for around 50 bucks. So I thought that that would be worth it, probably even more so than the blouses that I found. And this dress I thought was really fun as well. It definitely is springy and summery. It is this really nice pink tiered ruffled dress, and then it has this kind of contrast, almost like a little fringe at all of the different tiers. But this is from Cabana Life, and it's in a size large. It definitely looks a little bit oversized, but I already found stock photos for this. I figured out exactly what the name of the style is, and the comps for this were really good. I think it should resell for $50 to $75, and it also has like UPF 50 in it, so I thought this was really nice, and this was $8.99, so maybe they are increasing their dress prices, but for $8.99 for a nice dress that you could wear on vacation, on a cruise, anything like that, and also a little bit more like that kind of coastal lifestyle, I thought that would be good. And also the material, I don't think you can tell, but it definitely feels like swimsuit material. Like it definitely feels like water wicking for sure. So I was excited to find a nice long tiered dress. I thought that was cute. And then the last dress that I found was this cool vintage one. I love this really kind of diaphanous little mesh polka dot pink overlay, and then we have that little off the shoulder sleeves too, and it just reminds me so much of like vintage era, like Victorian dresses. I feel like this is more maybe like even a 50s style. I love the ruffle at the bottom. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous dress and so very vintage. It does not have a brand on it, but it does say size 5'6", but it also has a union tag. And they have like compendiums of which union tags were from what era and what year this would have been made, which I think is really interesting. But it is also dry clean only, so I can maybe do a little bit of hand washing in a delicate like way. Maybe I could do a little soaking. I'm not quite sure to give this a little wash, but it's so beautiful. I would assume that that would resell for closer to that $100 range based off of my experience selling like vintage, beautiful dresses like this. Isn't that so exciting? And this was $6.99. So again, this was the same price as the tank top that I bought. I don't get it. Let me know if you understand this pricing strategy. And then the last thing I bought for the challenge was this pair of black leather sandals. They're a heeled sandal. I looked at those Paul Green shoes and I looked up comps because they were kind of a vintage older pair. They weren't as sought after as some of the newer styles from Paul Green, which was really sad. I looked up comps for the J. Crew shoes. I looked up comps for everything and I was like, you know what? It's just not worth it for that price. But these were unmarked, so I believe these were $6.99, which is the same price as the tank top. But these are really nice black leather. They're from Madewell, and I do still do well selling Madewell leather pieces, their shoes, their bags, things like that. And so I decided to give it a whirl. I do think this is also the perfect time to be selling a pair of sandals like this. And these are in a size 6.5, and I just thought they were really nice and they look to be in pretty great condition. So I did grab those, and hopefully I'll be able to get these all listed pretty soon. I know that I mentioned that we are not at home right now. We are visiting and my closets are all on vacation mode, but I still left my eBay store on so people can technically buy things while I'm gone. They just won't ship right away. So I'm hoping that I can still list then and get some things sold on eBay while we're here. But I did buy 2 pieces for myself. So let me show you guys those too. You guys saw me talk about this piece. It is a linen little tank top. I really do not like the hem of this. I don't like that it has a little fringe on it, but I think I can just take a pair of scissors and cut it off. It'll be pretty easy because I really liked how it fit me though. I love this kind of like more coastal, kind of lagging look, boho look for summer and spring. I think it's going to be really nice. And then the other piece I picked up for myself, and that was I think $6.99 as well. I picked up this just long sleeve, slightly ribbed, I should say, top. And this is from Nordstrom. And I really liked how this felt on. It's also made with Pima cotton. So I've been really in my era of finding really high quality fabrics to fill out my closet with nice basic pieces instead of having lots and lots of just trendy, you know, terrible quality items. It was also $6.99 though. I felt like the prices were high, but $7 for Pima cotton, $7 for linen was pretty good still. So I did grab those 2 pieces for myself. And I also found a dog toy in the stuffed animal section that I did pick up for my puppies. So they have been playing with that. Actually, I didn't give it to them. I looked out here and Gracie had sniffed it out of in my Goodwill bag and pulled it out and was playing with it. And I was like, okay, well, it works, I guess. I didn't end up picking up the Donald Duck, even though I thought it was really cute. I just didn't need it. So those are the things that we grabbed for the challenge as well as for ourselves. And I'm pretty happy with what I was able to find. It's definitely not something I am doing all the time, is going to this Goodwill. So it was just like a fun little excursion. I hope you guys enjoyed coming thrifting with me for it. And yeah, because of the $54 we spent today, we're ending today with this much in the challenge bank. And I also want to remind you that today's video was sponsored by June's Journey. And if you guys want to try out this really cool hidden object mystery, murder mystery game, which I think is really fun and free, then use either the QR code I'll put on the screen for you or follow the link down below and download it today and then see if you like it. Let me know if you like it because I have been enjoying playing it. So thank you guys so much for watching and I'll catch you guys in next week's episode. Bye.